And joining us tonight on The Factor Uncensored is the Executive Director of BikeHouston, Joe Catrufo. Joe, good to see you here on The Factor Uncensored. When you take a look at 2021 on the streets of Houston for bikers out there, how safe was it for them?
You know, biking is a more popular mode in Houston than ever before. And with more people on the streets comes safety in numbers. Now, we're not quite at a point where there's so many people riding bikes in Houston that that drivers know how to behave around cyclists and that everyone is riding on the safest streets possible. We still have a lot of streets out there that are really unsafe for riding. When you think about the wide multi-lane corridors around town. In Houston, we've got our work cut out for us. A city where most people drive, a city where you have a lot of great local neighborhood streets for riding, but then there's these gaps in the network. There's a lot of busy streets that people on bikes have to cross in order to complete their trip on a mostly calm right of way. So we've got our work cut out for us.
Now, we have seen so far about 9 deaths of bicyclists here in the city of Houston. We've also seen some high-profile events this year where an individual biker had to pull his gun out on a guy who was trying to run them down. And then we had in another county just close to Houston where a guy ran into 6 cyclists. And so how do we come together with the drivers out there, the bikers and the drivers, in order to make it a more peaceful environment for riders?
You know, a lot of people think that education is the key, and that's certainly a part of it. But in order to build a truly bike-friendly metropolis, we need the streets to send a message to everybody that bicyclists belong, that riding a bike is a legit mode of transportation. And you know, frankly, in a city where average temperatures range between 50 and 80 degrees for 9 months of the year, in a city where the terrain is so flat, and in a city where people are looking for alternatives to driving, over 50% of people who have taken the Kinder Houston area survey want alternatives to driving. They want to be able to ride their bike more often. Now, how do we make it so that drivers behave accordingly around cyclists? Well, first we need the infrastructure to keep bicyclists safe. But then we also need a better understanding from policymakers. There are city council members out there. There are county elected officials out there who don't quite understand that bicycling is a legit mode of transportation, who tend to favor cars over all other modes. That's pretty common, especially in a city like Houston.
When it comes to the responsibility of the cyclists, those who are on bikes out there, especially the large groups, what message would you have to them?
Certainly people who ride bikes have a responsibility to themselves and to their families to keep themselves safe and to take the proper safety precautions. That's common sense.
All right, Joe. Good to see you here on The Factor Uncensored from BikeHouston. We appreciate your time tonight.